Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studio, this is The Ramsey Show. It's where America hangs out to have a conversation about your life. I'm Ken Coleman, Ramsey personality, host of The Ken Coleman Show on the Ramsey Network, joined by my colleague, Dr. John Deloney, who is host of the Dr. John Deloney Show, a Ramsey personality as well. And we are here to take your calls, 888-825-5225. It is a toll-free number, 888-825-5225. Now, of course, you're familiar with The Ramsey Show and talking money, but we're going to talk about more than money. We'll talk about Dr. John's expertise, mental and emotional health. We'll talk about your work situation. Do you want to make some more money? Do you want to switch jobs? Do you have a toxic work environment? Oh, John and I will team up on that. And so what we need to do is figure out what you need, and then we work together to give you some practical advice. John, good to be with you as always.
You too, man. And thank you for reminding me to even turn my microphone on.
Yeah. I was looking over there because I thought at any moment you're going to jump in and the mic's not going to be on. But that's what we do for each other.
Well, here's what we do. They bring me in, who's a hack, and next to a professional radio guy, and it works out really well for everybody.
We have fun.
Especially the listener.
And we love to help people.
That's right.
So John and I are going to team up. So again, we'll take your normal money calls. But John and I really do enjoy taking on especially when we've got yucky work stuff.
I love it.
Because I'll talk to you about the tactical and some of the hey, what's my zone, my country zone. But there's all this other mental and emotional junk there, John.
It's all
and we like to team up on those. So it looks like we might have one of those to get started. Let's go to Mobile, Alabama, where Ricky is on the line. Ricky, how can we help?
Hey, man, how y'all doing? Thank y'all for taking my call.
You bet. What's going on with you?
Well, I'm having a little trouble believing in myself, jumping off into a new career path, and I'm scared to take the leap.
Oh,
I work at an Alabama power plant. And I work 7 days straight, and then I'm off 7 days. And I recently acquired my life and health insurance license here in Alabama, and I want to do that full time. I'm an independent broker. I have contracts with all the major carriers, and I want to do that full time. And I'm a little bit nervous about going to a strictly commission based income from my steady income now.
Makes total sense. I'm going to have John jump in on some of that fear stuff because he really is an expert. But I do want to talk tactically to
this. Hey, Ricky. I'll tell you this about fear. This is about tactics, brother. You've walked through. You've got the license. You've gotten the connections. These contracts. You're into the fear part. Now It's just about tactics and math.
Yeah. So Ricky, here's the deal. It's a straight commission deal. Are you going to be truly out on your own under another broker? Is that what that means? So if you were to go into this, which I'm not going to tell you to do, to just drop everything and go into this unless we've got the financial wherewithal to do it. But if you did that, it's just you and you're out there beating the pavement in Mobile, Alabama, trying to get people to buy their insurance through you. Is that how this is going to be set up?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. How much do you make right now in your the Alabama power job?
Last year I grossed $59,000.
$59,000. Do you have any debt?
I have two vehicles. I owe less than $9,000 on together.
Okay,
and that's it.
All right. And so are you on the baby steps now? So you're in baby step 2, knocking those 2 out?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. And so baby step 3 is we got to get that 3 to 6 months emergency fund in place. So right now you are in a financial situation where you can't just take a leap. You could, but I don't think it's wise for you to go to a straight commission leap right now. And that's what you're feeling, correct?
Right. And the thing, the way my work schedule is with working 7 days at the plant and then having 7 full days off, I've been able to work both.
That's where we were going, Ricky.
Yeah, you're way ahead.
You're already ahead of me. But I wanted to walk you through. You're afraid of something you don't need to be afraid of. So here's my point. Because you got this great job that's 7 days on, 7 days off, you're building the insurance business on the 7 days that you're off. And you're not losing any progress on the debt-free snowball journey. And then the 3 months expenses or 6 months expenses. There's actually nothing to be afraid of. This is perfect. You actually have a full-time job that allows you a full week in between your week of working to actually pursue the dream job. So go after it. You have nothing to lose. So you have nothing to be afraid of. John, that's where I've taken him.
So, Ricky, here's the hard part. I'm going to tell you about a conversation I had with my boss this morning.
Uh-oh.
And it's something that I'm terrible at, and that my guess is you're going to have to learn how to do too.
Hold on one second. James, Can we get somebody from HR in here? We don't know where this is going.
We've had it. Hey, Ricky, here it is. You're going to have to be patient.
Oh, okay. We can. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
You're going to have to be patient. You're a go-getter.
Yep.
You are somebody who rocks and rolls and gets it done. You run a power plant. You're the man. You make good money. You're crushing through these things. I bet you're a fun guy to hang out with. And then you decided, I'm going to go be a broker. I'm going to build all this stuff up. And now you're going to have to do the slog, grindy, turtle versus the hare work of just showing up week after week. You're going to be exhausted from your 7 days on. You're going to have to get up and make those phone calls, get up and do those things. And you're going to have to email those people back and have call after call after call where you make no sale, no sale, no sale. You're going to just have to be patient.
That's it.
All right? And that sucks. It's not fun. And it's 100% part of this deal.
But, Ricky, when you replace the $59,000, so you've got that insurance business up to where it's bringing in your monthly equal to your $59,000 job right now, then you can tell the power job, bye Felicia, right? But until then, you stay with this. And then there is zero risk financially, thus nothing for you to be afraid of. The monster that you think is under the bed is not under the bed.
That's right.
So that's how we do it. Now, to your point, John.
It's got to be patient.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Because what happens is he starts getting those first couple insurance clients. And
I'm
he
out
goes,
of here.
Oh, I love this. He's like, I don't want to go to the power plant for 7 days straight.
Here's what's going to happen. He's going to land 3 new clients in 1 week.
Right.
And then Tuesday of that following week at the plant, he's going to get called in. He's going to get reamed out for not filling out a TPS report the right way.
Or Harold, the jerk, comes in and throws his lunchbox on the ground and spills coffee. He's like, this guy.
He's an idiot, man.
Or he talks politics all the time. I can't deal with this one more day. And the answer is you can't.
You have to. You got to keep going.
Because on the other side of all that slog, he's working for himself.
Your own boss.
Hey,
Yeah.
Ricky, 3 years from now, you're going to be on vacation with your family at the beach, come out of the ocean, dry off, lay under the thing, pick up your phone, and go, oh, just made some money while I was flopping around in the ocean. Am I right?
Yeah.
So, and I'm having some fun with this, folks, but I want you to get this. That's the vision you hold on to during the slog.
That's right.
I'm doing what I have to do so that I can do what I want to do.
That's right. And, Ken, this applies with marriage. I want to just pop back off with this conversation.
Oh, that's a truth.
Don't. Be patient. It's with getting in shape.
Yeah.
Like I want to work, have a hard week of workouts and just look in the mirror and be like, "What's up?"
Yeah.
That's not how that
Isn't
works.
That the truth? Yeah, we go to the gym for an hour. We go in the bathroom. We start looking at our waistline.
It's like, what happened?
Wait, it's not. It didn't shrink.
You got to keep going.
Yeah.
You got to keep going. We do that with our spiritual walk. Everything is about showing up and showing up. It's about patience, right? About being patient. And then you're right. 3 years from now, walking out of the beach.
Oh yeah.
That
Great.
cash register's
Just had
gonna be
3
ringing on your own.
renewals.
That's right.
It's gonna be a good Christmas, Mama.
That's the Mai Tais.
Hey, it's worth it. Stay with it. Keep the eye on the prize. Don't move. More Ramsey Show coming right up.
Hey folks, I got a great option to help you pay for your education. The Army National Guard. The Army National Guard believes you are the next greatest generation because you have proven that even in adversity, that you have what it takes to succeed. That's why they offer benefits like tuition assistance, career training, and a paycheck to help you avoid debt. No matter what your goals are, the Army National Guard can help you get there. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Welcome back to the Ramsey Show. Thrilled to have you with us. I'm Ken Coleman, joined by my colleague, Dr. John Deloney, and we are here taking your calls. 888-825-5225 is the number. 888-825-5225. I've heard countless stories, I know you have too, from people who've lost a loved one and were totally shocked when they reviewed the will. Your final wishes should not be a surprise, people. When you leave your family in the dark, you're setting them up for huge problems down the road. So make sure that you talk to them about your end-of-life plans. The How to Talk About Your Legacy Guide. By the way, John, really good job on whoever wrote that. Because if it said the How to Talk About Your Death Guide,
yeah, not great.
nobody wants to download
Legacy.
that.
Legacy is a much kinder way to say
Much nicer.
that.
The How to Talk About Your Legacy Guide will help you have the right conversations before and after making a will. It's going to teach you how to specifically plan your conversations, get on the same page with your spouse, ask people to be your executor, kids, guardian, or power of attorney, and tell the rest of the family what's in the will. Now you can give your family peace of mind because there won't be any unpleasant surprises after you're gone. Text the word legacy to 33789 to get your free How to Talk About Your Legacy Guide today. Again, text the word legacy to 33789. 888-825-5225 is the number. Let's go to Indianapolis, Indiana, where James joins us. James, how can we help?
Yeah, I was. I have a 401k that I just has a little bit into it, and we have probably about $7,900 left on our consumer debt. My thought was to take that out and just pay that off, take it out early, and pay off my consumer debt, and then start with the rest of the baby steps.
No, you should not do that.
You're so close, man.
No.
I know it's so tempting.
Yeah.
How much have you paid off?
We've paid off, let's see, 5 and then
Carry the one.
10. About 15,000.
Yeah, good job. What's your payoff date?
Into. It's going to be mid next year.
Yeah, here's the deal. You've got to be patient. You guys have done so much. That $7,900 could probably be paid off sooner, if you get really, really creative on how you could do that. And I love the idea. This came from creativity, right? But we always say no to this question. We'll always say no because you're going to take a tax hit on this when you pull that money out, and it's an unnecessary tax hit. That money needs to stay in your 401k and grow. You guys can knock that $7,900 out probably quicker than you think. And even if you can't, you're still going to get it. You're so close. Don't make a bad financial decision, okay, to try to make a good one.
You end up borrowing from your future self to pay back something that your past self did. Don't do that to yourself, right? Hey, let me ask you this, James. If you went berserker mode and just swallowed every last little Indianapolis ego pride you had, could you go get a job delivering pizzas or drive an Uber and just crush this thing and pay it off?
Could I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to tell you, we talk to thousands and millions of people who pay off debt. I want you to know that you think you know how good it's going to be on the other side. You don't until you experience it. And when you do, you'll go,
right.
I should have got here faster. Dude, you are worth going berserker mode and getting this thing done. Do it. Don't shortcut it. Don't borrow from yourself, from your future self. Just go get another job and get it done.
Absolutely. Thank you for the call, James. Matthew joins us next in Orlando, Florida. Matthew, how can we help?
Hey, guys. Thank you for taking my call.
You bet. What's going on?
So I'm 22 years old, about to graduate from college debt-free. I have a job lined up in a couple of weeks where I'm going to be starting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to start baby step 4, and I'm looking at getting a new car. So I'm going to be getting a signing bonus from my upcoming job. And between that and my tax return, I feel like I'm going to be able to put together a lot of money towards a car.
How much?
So I'm wondering I'm looking at about $10,000 towards a car.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm looking at potentially even going up higher to closer to $15,000, but reducing from 6 months to 3 months expenses in my emergency fund. I was wondering if you guys thought that would be an okay thing to do if I wanted to knock it down to 3 months, or if I should keep it at 6 months.
Well, bottom line is if you look at what we teach, we say 3 to 6 months. So, are you breaking some rule? No, I just wouldn't do it. You've worked so hard to get 6 months expenses. That's a really good night's sleep. And you got $10K. This is all as soon as you start the new job, and you're graduating college debt-free. So we're only talking about 3-4 months of just super disciplined young single guy saving up the extra 5. So the answer is no, I would not do that.
Matt, my wife has driven a car that we bought for $10,000 for the last 4 or 5 years, I think, with our 2 kids in it. The car I bought, I really went all in, and mine was 16. Now, listen, there's nothing wrong with buying nice cars, and one day I hope to. But I haven't felt good enough financial position to just go blow a bunch of money on cars. This is your first gig. You need to buy a $10,000 car, man, be super happy with it, and just be about saving that money up. Ken made what I think is the most underrated component to your health. Ken just called it out. It's a good night's sleep. And you're going to get into your new job, and you're going to think, this boss is terrible. I don't want to be here. Fill in the blank, fill in the blank, fill in the blank. And you will have nothing to worry about. You got 6 months emergency fund. A $10,000 car is going to get you where you need to go. Your options will literally be limitless because you didn't go overboard. Now, is there anything, if you had $25,000 in cash and somebody hooked you up to buy a car, is that bad? No, it's not. I'm just telling you, in my own house, I don't even think it's that big of a deal, right? I did do this. I went and bought a big new fancy a truck when I graduated college for my first job. That was the stupidest, dumbest, because I had to have it, Ken. I wanted to be so cool.
Yeah.
Didn't need it, man.
Yeah. No,
Matthew, get a $10,000 car and ride out, man. Call it good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you got a couple options there. You know, you're going to have a really good job. Do not touch the emergency fund. That's why we call it an emergency fund. And you do not have an emergency.
No.
But congratulations. Let's not move over the fact that this young man, for whatever reason,
it's incredible,
is graduating college debt-free. That makes him a unicorn.
Yes. He's
and very
all
rare.
by himself. That's right.
And I think that's right. I think, you know, this delayed gratification on things that you can make a good case for are the toughest ones to deal with like this. Because he can make a case. Well, I could still have a 3-month emergency fund, and he laid it out for us. And that's the kind of stuff that kills your progress.
That's right. And man, I feel like this is a common theme already in this hour. It's just about being patient, right? It's just about being patient and patient and patient. Buy a car that's going to get you to and from. You're 23 years old. You have nothing to prove to anybody. Get where you need to go, and then head on back, man.
Yeah. You know, let's talk about this for a second, because you've been talking about patience and staying with it. And I will tell you, in my own journey, so I'm just speaking for me here. You can psychoanalyze me, my friend. The greatest tension that I have faced in my professional life, and then I'm starting to see it now as a parent with teens, the greatest tension I deal with is the tension between persistence and patience. I got to get up and do the right thing in my work. I got to get up and pay my dues, learn how to do radio, right? Learn how to write books, all the things that you and I do professionally. Right. How do we help people better?
Yeah.
We always wanted to help more people, so you and I we haven't arrived.
No.
So we have to get up and persist.
Right.
But we got these big visions.
I want the payoff.
Big dreams.
Yeah.
And I got to be patient. So I got to get up and do. I got to get up and show up.
Right.
But I also got to wait.
Yeah.
Right? Some of you spiritually waiting on the Lord in your prayer life, waiting to see that kid figure that out, you know.
Yeah.
There's all the things. I struggle so much there. And John, I'm just going to give you a second to talk to me, because I feel it with it. Listen, it could be for something you desire, or it could be something that you need desperately.
It's the air and water that we swim in and breathe and drink.
It's so hard, isn't it?
It's our culture that says, you know what, you deserve it.
Right.
You deserve it now.
Yeah, and so they try to remove the tension.
I'm going to pull all tension away. I'm going to make it to where you don't even have to think about buying it. Just give me your number. I'll do it automatically. I'm just going to send it to your house. You don't need to think about it.
That's right.
What kind of loser thinks about their electric bill? Yeah. I got it. Just give me the number. I'll charge you whatever I think's a fair rate. Yeah. Right? And if you go back generations before, it was, I'm going to buy things, make decisions based on its effect 7 generations from now.
That's it.
Right?
Folks,
slow down. And this is the pot talking to the kettle here, man.
Oh, yeah, we're preaching to ourselves.
The worst.
Hey, look, if you want something that really matters, you're going to have to embrace the tension between persistence and patience. Hey, I got something that'll relieve your tension. There's more of The Ramsey Show coming up. Don't move. Ramsey Show rolls on from our Ramsey Solutions headquarters in Nashville. So excited to have you with us. 888-825-5225. John, you and I both do shows. I almost instinctively went into the number for the Ken Coleman show. Yeah, James, the producer over there. That's happened, I think, the many times I've hosted. I've done it, I think twice.
I think you need to do it like I do it, which is I don't have the other number memorized yet. It's
just
on a form.
Yeah, I know. But see, the more you do it, it's just like...
Sometimes incompetence comes in handy.
It does. See?
Thank you, James.
That's really the story of my life.
Well played. Well played. But it really is a psychological thing. Like, it's just amazing. Like, how many times you say that number. And I finally caught myself. That's the first time now that I've stopped. It's like, hey, oh, there it is. It's 888-825-5225. That's the number to jump in. 888-825-5225.
Never underestimate incompetence.
Yeah.
Ever.
It's true. James bringing the heat.
He does. He beats me up all day long.
Love you, John.
He has a low self-esteem. I let it happen. It's part of my... It's a gift. That's the thing.
That's so good. All right. Hey, we're here for your calls, and we're excited to do it. Baltimore, Maryland is where we go. And, okay, there it is. Faith in Washington, D.C., that's where we're going.
You got to have a...
Faith, how can we help?
Hi, guys. Thanks so much for taking my call. I am calling because I got offered my dream job. I'm terrified.
Hey, Faith, can you try to stand still and hold that phone as close to your mouth as possible? We're having a hard time hearing you.
Sure.
There she is.
I got offered my dream job, and I am terrified.
What are you terrified of?
So I'm coming from the nonprofit sector and switching into finance. And I've been passionate and interested in finance since I was 16, but have never done it professionally. And so I'm just worried that I won't pass my exams, that, I'll study for everything and then just ultimately just fail.
Tell us about the last time you worked really hard on something and you just failed it miserably.
Oh, boy.
College? Did you fail out of college?
No, I did not.
No?
I think
At your nonprofit, did you fail out of that? Have you just been...
I did.
You failed out of it?
It was a long story, but basically I got fired from my last job and then applied for my dream job kind of on the fluke of like, well, I got fired, so I don't really have anything to lose, and then I got it.
But did you get fired for incompetence?
I got fired for a mistake that I made that was kind of dumb, but not like grossly terrible.
There you go.
So that's what's shaking you. Here's the deal, Faith. You just got the job. They already gave you the job. So you're in. And so now you're going to work on getting trained. And you have always wanted to do this. You're equal parts excited and equal parts, I've got this doubt because it's new. And I know what that feels like. It was 2017, Faith. I had just become a Ramsey personality, and I was in Orlando, Florida with my family. And I got a call from Jeremy Breland, who leads our personalities. And he said, are you sitting down? And I said, give me a second. And I sat down on a park bench at a theme park. He said, hey, this is not a guarantee that this is going to happen, but it looks like that SiriusXM is going to do a channel, a Ramsey Network channel, and you're going to have a live show leading into Dave Ramsey Monday through Friday if this goes through. How does that feel? Now, Faith, I was instantly excited.
And he peed his pants.
Okay, there you go. I was thinking more sick to my stomach because then I was like, wait a second. Yes, I'm excited. I want to do this. I've always wanted to do it. But I hadn't done it on that level before. And Faith, the day before, I was as sick as I've ever been in my life about a job. Why? Because I'm where you are right now. I'd always wanted to do it. I built it up in my mind. It was the dream job. It is the dream job, by the way, but I hadn't done it. And I was like, what if Dave thinks my show sucks? What if I can't help anybody? They're going to fire me. My kids are going to starve. We're going to be living in a box under the bridge. And my mind went bananas. Faith, what's the worst possible thing that would happen if you fail that first exam, something I don't think you're going to do? Tell us.
I'll get an additional 30 days to try again.
Oh, okay. So, Faith, are you going to fail miserably in this dream job?
I don't know. I think it's
no.
Faith,
no.
Bad answer. You get to take the retest right now.
Your name is Faith.
Yes. Own your name.
Have some.
Gee whiz.
The answer to that question is no. Don't self-sabotage yourself.
Yeah.
You're going to crush this. And like Ken said, if you don't, then you get 30 more days, and you're going to do it again.
I mean, yeah, I think it's also just like I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself because my grandfather taught me everything that I know about finance. Mm-hmm. He passed away a couple of years ago, and so I'm also just like, well, if I fail, then like, what? Am I dishonoring my grandfather's memory? I know I'm not, but you know,
you're not. You're not.
You're such a sweet, sweet, sweet heart. But I'm going to tell you something. Your grandfather, you didn't disappoint him when he was alive. You're certainly not going to dishonor him now. Faith, this is all, you're just creating all these reasons why you may have stepped into the wrong thing. That's what you're trying to do right now because you're there, and now you got to take the test. And so the fear of failure, while that fear it's embodied in you, and that's very real, the reasons why you're fearful, they aren't legitimate. We just walk through them. We put them on the witness stand. There's no evidence, Faith. And we're having some fun with you, but at the same time trying to shake you out of this because you have created all these things that could happen if you simply don't pass a financial test. I'd take that fear and anxiety and I would channel that towards studying my head off.
Mm-hmm. And here's another cool thing, Faith, coming from the nonprofit world into the profit world. It's going to be an adjustment here, so I'll cut through the tape for you. The for-profit world hires people for one reason, to make them money. They would not have hired you if they didn't think you could make them money. Don't let your employer have more faith in you than you do, okay? They think you're worthy of the challenge. They think that you're going to make them money. That means you should believe them, okay? You're going to do a great job.
And let me just, again, the reason I told you and our listeners that story is because I got to a point where I was really nervous, John, before that first day. I promise you, more than I've ever been nervous. And I got to the point where I said, why am I doing this? And I started focusing on where I wanted to go, why I wanted to do the show, why I was willing to suck.
Yeah.
Because you do when you start.
Oh,
the first time is the worst time. Mm-hmm. And I said, I got to focus on why I'm doing this, and this is the pain, right? Mm-hmm. The root word of passion means to suffer. I'm willing to suffer my own criticism and suffer through making those early mistakes and not doing as good a job as I could have done to get to the opportunity to do it long term and help as many people as possible. You must begin with the end in mind, and you can't be focusing on all the things that could go wrong, because guess what? Some of them are going to go wrong, but most of them that you're terrified of aren't going to actually materialize.
So let's go to that all the way to the end here. She goes and tanks her exams. Okay, and I'm not just talking about Faith, talking about anybody. They have this dream. I used to deal with this with my students. I was put on earth to do one thing, be a singer. The cosmos has called me to be a singer. I'm here. And then they sing, and you're like, nope, it didn't.
Yeah,
it for sure isn't that, right? You know what? Still true. Person's still a person of value.
Sure.
Still got purpose and passion. There is going to be some extraordinary things they can do, whether locally or small or on a big scale, doesn't matter. Who Faith is not wrapped up in whether she becomes a finance person or not. And we often take our identity and our future and our this, and it's all going to come crashing down. My kids are going to be able to eat, and they put a pressure on this one test. Take the test.
Yeah.
Take the test. Yeah. Hit the dude in the mouth. You're already in the ring. Swing hard.
Yeah.
Swing hard. Train for the fight. You're already in it.
Yeah. I can just tell you, somebody who got hired for that job already has the proficiency. The proficiency.
That's right.
The talent to actually do it. So if you're not a good test taker, there's aids and all kinds of opportunities and people that will tutor you. There's so much help.
Yes.
Just ask for help.
It's a choice and a decision.
And study like your life depends on it. Yes. You'll pass the test. Who cares if it's an A+?
Call us back when you get when you pass the test. Faith.
Oh, that'll be fun. Yeah, we'll cheer for you. Yeah. All right, folks, we're just getting started. What do you need to talk about? Dr. John and not Dr. Ken are on the desk. This is The Ramsey Show. back to the Ramsey Show. We're coming to you from our Nashville studios at our Ramsey Solutions World Headquarters. I am Ken Coleman, joined by my colleague, Dr. John Deloney, and we are taking your calls, 888-825-5225, 888-825-5225. Let's go to Baltimore, Maryland, where Chase joins us on the line. Chase, how can we help?
Hi. So I'm in high school. I'm 16 years old. I play for Mount St. Joseph High School, and we're a national team in football, and I play wide receiver, and I have a very good chance to go to Division I level and have a full ride scholarship to college. But I just started a real estate business, and I make about anywhere between $5 to $20K a month doing real estate. And my father did this business, and he scaled it up to $1 million business a year, and I know I can do that, but I don't have the time and effort because I only work about 2 days a week. So I want to see what your guys' opinion on this whole situation should be.
My opinion is based on your answers. Young man, congratulations, first of all, on what you've been able to do.
Hold on. So you're working about 8 days a month, and you're making $20,000?
5 to $20,000.
Yeah, I work Mondays to Wednesdays, so days I don't go to school, and I work maybe 3 hours a day.
Yeah. Okay. So, Chase, do you want to play Division I football?
Yeah. That's been a dream since I was young.
And what's the dream beyond that? Do you have a dream for the NFL?
Yeah, I have a dream for NFL, and I have a dream for real estate as well. So
yeah, but here's the deal. Here's the deal. You don't have to choose between the two. What if I told you you could pursue both dreams?
That would be the best part.
Okay, now here's the catch. You cannot pursue both dreams at the same pace. That's the catch. Do you understand what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Sure you do. So here's the deal. You're already way ahead of so many young people. I mean, you're in the top 0.2% of young people in the country as far as just making income while being in high school. You can continue to grow that business. Your dad's got great expertise, as you have laid out. You can hire some really good people to continue to grow that. But if your dream is to play Division I football, you need to go for that. And if you want to take a shot, if your health stays and you got the prospects and you get to the point where you're an actual prospect, go for it. Because if the NFL doesn't come calling, you've got not a fallback plan. You've got another dream waiting on you. So I say you pursue both, but understand you're going to have to be patient on the real estate thing because you cannot grow it to the level you want to grow it to until you can go full-time at it. But both of those dreams you're running at both of those, just different paces. John?
Yeah, man, if you have the opportunity to go play football, man. I look at it as, Ken, tell me if I'm wrong here, I look at it as a scale, if you will. You can't get to be 27 and say, man, I'm really done with this real estate dream. It's time for me to go to college and play football.
That does not happen very often.
You can't flip it that way.
Yeah.
You can get through your sophomore year of college and realize I don't like the pressure of D1 football. It's a lot. This is a full-time job. It's a life. I don't like it. I'm going to roll out of here and go sell houses.
That's correct.
You can do that, right? And so
Absolutely.
One of those things you have to do now, or you're cashing it out. The other will continue to be with you as long as you go. And so, man, I say double down. And here's the thing. Enjoy your life. You're 16, man.
Yeah.
You're 16.
Real estate's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And Chase, here's the other thing. I think you trying to grow this thing while being a full-time student athlete, I think it's going to make you a better business person for the day when you actually retire from sports, whether that's in college, if an injury happens, which could happen, or you go, it's not for me, and I'm tired of the two-a-days and, all the stuff. I think if you grow this thing as a part-timer to the point that you already have, and if you can keep doing it, it's going to make you better because you figured out how to grow it on a scaled part-time basis. And you want to talk about repeatable principles that you're going to be able to do. Man, I think you're in great shape. So go play football.
Yeah, and enjoy high school. Go play football.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Absolutely. 888-825-5225 is the number to jump in on the conversation. Dr. John Deloney is my colleague with me this hour. I'm Ken Coleman. Justin's up next in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Justin, how can we help?
Yeah, so I was actually just hoping to get some kind of career advice.
All right. What's the question?
So, Well, right now I'm just a general laborer, basically. I work in a factory, but I want to get into the tech industry in some way, form, or fashion, to make more money and to be more fulfilled. And so I was just wondering if you had any advice about how I could go about doing that. Because
Absolutely.
I don't know if I should go to school because I'm 28 or if I should do something online or how to do that.
Okay, so what we first start with, Justin, is what is the type of tech work we want to do? We don't have to be exactly sure, but we want a ballpark idea. Do you have a couple of ideas or one clear winner in your mind when you think of this is the tech job that I would like to get into?
Well, I do want to get into development, so like making websites, phone apps, video games, that stuff.
Okay, so here's what you do. So you're clear, so now we want to focus on what's it take to get qualified, and the general assumption, which I know that you've got an open mind, is that, well, I got to go to 4-year school. No, you do not. Not to be a developer. And so what you've got to do is you got to go a little deeper than my general knowledge. But to be a developer, there are certain skills and then there are certain certifications and things like that that you need. Are you aware of that?
I am. I'm just not sure. There's so many out there. I'm not sure which ones would be good ones to get. And then they're all expensive. So I just don't know which ones to focus on.
Okay. So what you need to do is, I love this, and what you want to do is just start to talk to developers. In Chattanooga, Tennessee, do you know anybody who's actually a developer?
I do not, and I've been trying to find someone to talk to. I just also don't know how to go about actually finding those people.
Well, I'm telling you. So what you need to do is, you personally have just said, I don't know anybody that's a developer. So what you need to do is you think of all of your friends and family in the Chattanooga area. Then you start thinking of all the acquaintances you have, including coworkers, and you talk to everybody you come in contact with. You know what? Maybe the butcher that you get your meat from. Hey, you know anybody that's a developer? Because this is what the process is.
Right.
You don't start with the butcher, John, but I'm making the point.
You're going to get to the butcher.
You're going to find a developer. Right. And then you say, hey, would you make a connection for us? And just say, look, my guy Justin here, he just wants to pick your brain, wants to be a developer, and wants to get your insight knowledge. Most people are going to be willing to do that because they feel valuable by doing that. And so that's the beginning of what I wrote in the book, The Proximity Principle, which says in order to do what Justin wants to do, he's got to be around people that are doing it, developers. He's got to be in places where development is happening. So even if you know somebody, Justin, who works in a company that employs developers, call that person. They're your good friend. And then say, hey, would you ask them if I could shadow them for a day? Now, Justin, do you know anybody that works in a company that has employees that are developers?
Not to my knowledge, no.
The answer is yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
You just haven't started this process. So don't make this so difficult. Literally, you're talking to everybody that you know. Now, here's one other thing I want you to do. I want you to go to BethelTech.net. They are a partner of the Ken Coleman Show. They are training people in a 9-month period online. You don't have to go anywhere. You can do it at home. And Ramsey Solutions listeners, they get a discount because they're paying cash. You can cash flow your way through this. They have a 9-month program. It's less than $15,000, and they can get you qualified. They place you making $75,000, just getting started. Within a couple of years as a developer, you're going to make 6 figures. That's just one option. I'm not telling you they're the only option, but there are other organizations like that. Go do your homework. All you got to do is search. And those type of options like Bethel Tech, it's BethelTech.net/Ken if you want to just talk to them. Do your homework. Talk to them. Are they the right fit? Or is there another school like that will do this all online, pay as you go, and they're going to get you equipped. They can tell you what you need as well. So talk to real developers, get their take, get 3 or 4 of them, those opinions like in a bucket. Talk to Bethel Tech, talk to other organizations locally. There's probably some in Tennessee, John. Just do your homework, ask lots of questions, and just like we tell people for our Smart Investor Pros, go with the one that feels right, the best fit. And Justin, you can get there, and you will. Start today. All right, great hour, John. Always fun.
And also with you.
Thank you, sir. To our producer, James Childs, our associate producer and call screener, Kelly Daniel. Thank you all very much, but mostly thank you folks for listening. This is The Ramsey Show.
have a friend or family member that needs a daily dose of Ramsey advice in their life? Let them know about the Ramsey Call of the Day podcast. It's a quick hit of advice about life and money in under 10 minutes. Check out the Ramsey Call of the Day podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. This is The Ramsey Show. You can be intentional about your character. You can have money and a career. You are the hero in your story.
Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studio. This is The Ramsey Show. It's where America hangs out to have a conversation about your life. I'm Ken Coleman, joined by my colleague, Dr. John Deloney. We are Ramsey personalities, and we host shows of our very same name. And we are here together to serve you this hour. 888-825-5225 is the phone number. 888-825-5225. John, tell them what calls you specialize in. Tell them now. What is it? You got to have your mic on.
Got to turn the mic on. Relationships, mental health, all of it.
There
right?
it is.
Education, what's going on in your hearts and your minds and your families and your workplace and your communities, all of it.
All right. And then I specialize in, hey, what were you born to do? Is work just a job that's designed to give you what money you need to live? Or are you created to contribute in your work? Is there a purpose? I think you were created to fill a unique role in your work. That means you are needed, and it means you must do it. Somebody needs you to show up. So how do you make the transition? How do you discover what that work is? Or if you know what it is, you don't know how to get there, how do you get there? Or, what if you're on the path, John, and you're not getting promoted as fast as you like? So those are the type of things we talk about. And, of course, we're going to talk about your money. So there you go. Open phones. 888-825-5225 is the number. Dallas, Texas is where we go next. Chase joins us there. Chase, how can we help?
Hey, so I just got a new job. I'm getting paid double what I'm going to be, what I was getting paid.
Hey, congratulations! That's awesome.
So it comes with a relocation. After some math, my emergency fund looks a bit excessive. I'm moving into a lower overall cost of living area, significantly lower. And my 6 months of expenses that I've got saved up now is looking more like 10 if I move to where I'm moving. So do I just save that as instead of rainy day fund, a nuclear fallout fund? Do I move that around? I won't be eligible to put into a 401k until 90 days into my employment, so I haven't quite reached that yet. And my Roth is already my Roth IRA is already maxed out for the year.
Are you going to buy a house or are you going to rent?
Right now we're renting.
Okay. Do you have any intention? Because that's what my first thought is, roll that into a down payment fund for a house.
Yeah.
Right. We aren't really looking for sure to settle down into a house yet, because my goal is actually to relocate with this company after putting in a few years.
And but
still, you're going to maybe want a house at that point.
Right.
Right. So just start putting that into separate savings, or what do you recommend for that?
Well, I'm with John on this. I mean, I think there's two ways to go. I think I'm with John that because you guys are a young couple and you're making some great progress, you're in wonderful financial shape, I'd put that in a nice,
put it in a money market account,
a nice money market account, and sit on it until you guys get clear with what you'd want to do. The other option is you certainly could invest that with our growth stock mutual fund strategy and things like that, and let that money start working for you. But again, let's say that 2 years from now, you keep moving up the ladder and you move and now you're ready to buy, and that money, we'd never tell you to pull that out now that you've invested that money and it's doing good for you, but it's prolonging that down payment on a home. I like parking it in the in the fund and where you can make a little bit. So, you're not going to get a huge return on it right now, but it gives you options. I just wouldn't let it burn a hole in your pocket.
Right. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I think we're good there.
I think he's only got a couple options there. I hate to see him not have that money available when he's ready to buy a house.
Yeah. Ken, why is it so hard to stay on a plan? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a deep question.
It's like you follow it. You know what I should be doing is something else.
Well, I'll tell you what I think's going on with him.
Okay.
He's going, I should be making progress with this money.
Okay.
I don't need it for this is too much for my emergency fund. Is it? Really? I mean, because here's what I hate about my emergency fund. Using it.
Oh, man. Yeah.
You know that's true.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
As soon as you have to dip into it, I never feel I am grateful for it. But I always go, oh, geez, I want to get that. I got to fill that back up.
Right.
So is it really that bad to have a couple of extra months or 4 months in his case? No. But I think it's the mindset of progress. We humans, we're like, well, I got this extra money. If I just put it in savings.
I'm just wasting it, setting it on fire.
Yeah.
Right. Instead of working towards something.
I think that's it. Don't you?
I mean, that's the only thing I can think of other than I just know I can get 2 months into a really great workout program, see some really great progress, and I start getting bored.
Yeah.
And then I think, you know what, I probably should be doing something else. And then I look up 2 months later, I'm completely derailed doing something nonsensical. And
I think this guy's on top of things, and he's just falling into the progress trap. Yep. It's a good question, and it's a good place to
question,
be.
Yeah.
888-825-5225. Norfolk, Virginia is where we go now. Adriana is on the line. How can we help?
Hi, it's an honor to talk to you all. So my question is that I'm in college and I've managed to save $1,000, and I'm wondering, would it be better for me to put that money into an S&P 500 growth ETF in my Roth IRA or into my business?
How much money did you say?
$1,000.
$1,000.
What's your side business?
So my side business, it's called the Parental Craze. It's a body care business where I just make products like lotions and organic natural products like that, and it brings in about 50 to 60 a week, so like $3,000 a year, and I just want to keep growing my business.
Okay.
So I wouldn't put $1,000 in the stock market. I would just open a business account, a checking and savings account, and leave it there.
Yeah. Give yourself that cushion in that side business.
Yeah. You don't want to lock it up in the stock market with just $1,000. That's going to be what you reinvest in your company. That's going to be your emergency fund for your company. That's going to be your scaling money for your company. So you're well on your way. You're planting seeds for a future company there. But I wouldn't overthink that money.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the call. Let's see. Thomas is up in Salt Lake City, Utah. Thomas, how can we help?
Yeah, so I'm just trying to get back into financial stability. I was out of work for a while due to a medical issue and suffered depression and just totally ruined overdue bank accounts and took out loans. And I'm just trying to see if there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Well, there absolutely is. Give us a snapshot of what your financial situation is.
Right now, I probably owe around. I took 2 loans out worth probably $2,800. I owe. I have a car payment, and my rent's really next to nothing because I live with a good friend.
How much do you owe on your car?
Just over $8,000.
So you have $2,800 in loans. You have $8,000 in a car. What other debt?
Student loans.
How much?
Probably 18.
Okay. All right, Thomas, here's what we're going to do. That music means we're coming up on a network break, but good news for you. I got you on hold. When we come back, we're going to get the full picture of what your debt situation is. We've got the plan. The baby steps work for you. We'll walk you through that. We're going to help you out. Don't go anywhere. John's going to talk to you a little bit about some of that emotional stuff that you might be carrying as well. Thank you, Thomas, for the call. Thank you for your patience. Folks, don't move. We're going to help Thomas and you on the other side of the break. This is The Ramsey Show.
What makes our show unique is that we genuinely care about our listeners. We're intentional about choosing the best advertisers to recommend. Blinds.com is no exception. They offer high-quality window treatments at unbelievable prices, and they make it simple to shop blinds, shades, and interior shutters with easy online ordering, free shipping, and a guaranteed perfect fit. Go to Blinds.com and take advantage of this week's special savings.
The Ramsey Show continues from Nashville. Thrilled to have you with us. I'm Ken Coleman, joined by my colleague, Dr. John Deloney. As we went into our last break, Thomas had joined us. And Thomas has been through some stuff, John. We haven't heard the whole story yet. We're going to get to it. But as a result of some of the stuff he's been through, he's in a tough financial spot. And so we're getting a sense of where he is. And so we bring Thomas back on here so we can dive in. All right, Thomas. So I want to make sure I have the full debt picture. $2,800 in some loans, $8,000 on the car, and $18,000 in student loan debt. Is there any other debt that you have?
Let's just put it up to, like, with the loans, probably like 34, just in case, give or take.
34, everything included?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then other debts, not that I could think of off the top of my head right now, no.
So I'm a little nervous about the fact that off the top of your head, you can't think of any other debt that you might have. So we want to know that this is your financial picture. And then are you employed right now, or are you in between jobs? What's going on there?
Employed, full-time job, plus I just took a little part-time every other week, like 12 hours being a doorman for a bar.
How much are you making in the full-time job?
Just over 22.
Okay, and how much are you bringing in on the part-time job?
11 an hour, 12, so let's say 12 hours every 2 weeks.
Okay. All right. John, you were going to jump in.
Yeah, so I want to back up a little bit, man. What was the medical issue? Why were you in the hospital?
Blood clots in my leg, and then I was out of work for about, 2 months, and got really depressed.
Okay. And so you had some medical issues that pulled you out of work. Tell me about this depression.
I'm not really one to be sitting around all the time.
Okay.
And I was sitting in my house because I couldn't work, and I'm blood clots, and I was also, because of depression, decided that drinking would solve the depression, which made it worse.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of rattled your cage a little bit to get you back out of the house and get a job? Did you get a clean bill of health?
Yeah, I my doctor finally allowed me to go back to work, and then I was drinking a lot and overdrew my bank account, and decided this needs to stop. So.
Yeah. Do you have an alcohol problem?
I don't think so. I just think I was self-medicating when I knew I shouldn't have been.
Is being a doorman at a bar the smartest position for you right now?
I don't know, to be honest. I haven't thought about that.
Yeah, it's probably not.
Okay.
What is it about you that thinks you're worth $22,000 a year?
I just was trying to get out of this financial situation, so I was ready to take anything to help bring in a little bit of extra money.
What do you want to do, Thomas? What have you dreamed about?
Man, I want to travel. I want, like, my main bucket list is to see every major league game and every ballpark.
All right, appreciate that dream. What are you dreamed about doing? What kind of work do you think about? And you go, if I'm doing this kind of work and I'm making this kind of contribution through my work, I'm a happy man.
It's my it's my full-time job. I work for a great company, and I don't see myself ever leaving this place.
What are you doing? I still don't know what you do.
I'm a cable technician.
Okay, and so you love working with your hands and solving problems with your head and hands.
Yes.
Okay, so if you want to stay with that company, do you see a ladder at that company where you keep moving up? Have you looked ahead?
Definitely.
Okay, good.
And they're going to pay you more than $22,000 a year.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to jump on something that John said. He's right. You need to quit the bar job today. You don't need to be hanging out in a bar when you've just come through some really tough battles with alcohol. What you need to do is get a side job fixing stuff, because that's what you're good at. You use your head and your hands to solve problems. And in this economy and the trades, you can make some really good side money. And I love that you've identified this company as a ladder for you, so that's great. But you need to get out of that unhealthy environment. It's just not a good place for you. Make some more money so that you can get out of debt, and you need to get Gazelle Intense. Are you single? Or you got a relationship? What's going on there?
Single.
How old are you?
38.
38. Okay, so you're only making $22,000. You need to be working yourself.
Well, hold on. When you asked how much I made, I was talking to you about 22 an hour.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay, I went with John. So what are you making?
Oh, I apologize. Yes. 22, just over 22 an hour. I apologize. Like 48 a year.
Okay.
Okay.
That helps me sleep a little better.
All right. So here's how we get financially. Here's how you get financially stable. You're going to walk the baby steps out. Have you heard us talk about the baby steps?
I have. I need to get the book to realize what they are.
We're going to give it to you.
I'm going to send it to you for free. Okay.
We're going to send you the book for free. Total Money Makeover. We're also going to give you a free trial to Ramsey Plus, which will come with our budgeting, world-class budgeting app, every dollar, so that you're not going, like you have been on most of the questions. You actually know where your money is, and you learn how to budget. There's some other great tools in there as well. Okay, so we're going to give you Ramsey Plus, a free trial, and we're going to give you the book Total Money Makeover. But here's what you do. Baby step one is you need to put $1,000 in a savings account, and that is your first emergency fund, $1,000. Baby step two is we begin to attack your debt. And we call it the debt snowball, and that is the smallest debt. You attack that first. So if you've got a minimum payment of a couple $100 on one of those loans or whatever, you're attacking everything you've got extra. Beans and rice. You are working another job that's not in a bar, making as much money as possible, and you are attacking that smallest debt. Once you eliminate that smallest debt, you take the minimum payment that you were putting into that, plus everything else you were throwing at it, and you roll it into the next thing. Are you tracking with me, Thomas?
Yes.
You can have this $34,000 paid off in 18
quickly.
months.
How much is your car worth?
3,000.
All right, so you don't have much there, so you got to knock that off. So here's the deal. You are working hard. You're working so hard, you don't have time to take a drink.
Yeah, you're getting off of work and you're going straight into delivering for Uber or whatever Uber Eats, and you're hitting the road until late at night, and you're getting up and you're doing it again until you get this debt paid off, okay?
Okay.
But, listen, I'm just saying this. Thomas, please go get a trade job. You can fix stuff with your hands. You know enough guys in the business you're in. That's where you're going to make the most hourly money. Go do something you're really good at and keep getting a skill while you're doing it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't work in a bar.
Yes.
Get good while you're getting out of debt.
And here's the beautiful thing about healing from depression. It's little wins and little wins and little wins. Little steps and little steps. Okay? And you said it best. We're not made to sit at home, and it's frustrating, and it was exhausting for you. And the thing that sucks about alcohol is it helps. It works for a season, and then it kills you, right? It takes everything from you, and you experience that firsthand. So I want you to look at going back to work hard, getting that second job Ken was talking about, getting a third job on the weekends after that. I want you to look at those little steps, and you're going to look up in 18 months, I want this $34,000 gone. I want it gone. So hang on the line here. We're going to give you a copy of Total Money Makeover. We're going to get you signed up for Ramsey Plus, and we want you to follow this through, and we want you to call us back in a year when this debt's almost gone, or 18 months when it's totally gone, and we're going to cheer with you.
Yeah.
Little steps. You can do this, brother. We got faith in you.
Thomas, listen to me.
Thank you.
Listen to me. What has happened to you and what you did is not who you are. It does not define you. Use this as a refiner's fire. And you've been in the fire, and then like the blacksmith puts that wrought iron into the fire and lets it get crazy hot, then he pulls it out. What's he do? He then beats
Starts
on
hitting it.
And he shapes it. Let this, Thomas, shape you, and your best days are ahead, young man. Don't you get down. I understand why you did, but believe that you've got a unique contribution to make, and I think you've seen the ladder. And that's exciting. Get focused. Get your eyes on the prize. And do not quit.
There is light at the end of every tunnel.
That's true. Good stuff. All right. I'm looking to my left out into the lobby of Ramsey Solutions, and I see a very excited young couple, and they're going to do a debt-free scream. It's our favorite part of the show, and it's coming up next. Don't move. This is The Ramsey Show. Welcome back to the Ramsey Show, America. Thrilled to have you with us. I'm Ken Coleman, joined by my colleague, Dr. John Deloney. It is a free call to jump in on the conversation. 888-825-5225. 888-825-5225. And in the lobby of Ramsey Solutions, oh, it's a fantastic young couple standing on the stage. Christian and Lauren are with us. Christian and Lauren, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, guys.
How you guys feeling right now?
Pretty good.
Good.
Where are you from?
I'm originally from Oklahoma, but we live in Austin, Texas right now.
Austin, Texas. Yep. All right. Okay. So how much debt have you paid off?
We paid off $62,000 in 18 months.
Whoa.
Wow.
All right. And what was the range of income?
We started at $114,000 and ended up with about $150 by the end.
Whoa. Yeah. Tell me about that rise in income.
Well, it's working a lot of nights, staying up late, arguing with each other late at night while we're working, but a lot of side work.
What do you guys do for a living?
I work in product marketing at a tech company, and
then I also do social media marketing at a tech company as well.
Okay, same company or different companies?
Different,
yeah.
Yep.
What was the late night arguing about? I think
social
folks
media,
know.
probably social media.
Yeah, not going to bed together. That's always annoying.
Yeah, we took on some side projects, so I think it was just hard sometimes working the late nights, having different nights we work late, and we started paying off debt right as we got married about 2 years ago, so it was jumping straight into it.
So y'all were figuring out how to be married anyway, much less
absolutely
working like crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. So what was the debt?
It was about a 50-50 split, about $29,000 in a truck that I decided that we needed as soon as we graduated and got married.
Of course.
And then about low 30s in student loans.
Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. And so what was the impetus to do this? Here you are, this young couple, and what was it, and when did it happen?
Well, it took a little while. I think it took us about 6 months to get on the same page. I grew up super I took a lot of debt out. I took a loan on a car when I was 16. Super used to debt. She had never had debt before. We knew we wanted to change our family tree, so we got on the same page and just went after it.
How'd you come in contact with Ramsey Solutions in this financial piece and baby steps? How'd that come to you?
The podcast. Listen to the podcast. We had a bunch of 8-hour road trips up to Oklahoma, and I subjected Lauren to a lot of pain on those drives.
How painful was it, Lauren?
Well, I think for me it was a little bit harder to get on board just because I think coming to the idea of us having to pay off this massive amount of debt so early in our marriage, I was a little bit angry about that. And so I remember he would play these podcasts and I'd be like, turn them off. And then I remember one trip I finally was like, okay, we're going to do this. And then 6 months into our marriage, we started really committing to the plan and like actually moving forward with it together.
Who told who the truck's got to be sold?
We didn't sell it.
Oh, you kept it off.
Yeah.
We did tell each other many times that we should sell it.
Yes.
But we did decide to keep it.
Yeah, we kept it.
Wow. So what do you tell young couples or anybody, quite frankly, who's early on in this journey, they've decided they're going to do it, but they're mad like you were, Lauren? I don't want to do this. Don't make me do it. What do you say to them?
I would say commit to it. It's so worth it early on in your marriage, and it really does help you become a team together, which is so important in marriage. And even though a lot of people would be angry about it being so early in marriage, it really right off the bat just starts you on a good foot.
So when you keep mentioning early in marriage,
yeah.
Are you talking about this idea that when you're newlywed, everything should just be roses and beachfronts and like swimming in Lake Travis, just running around being like, instead of working all day and then working all night and then Saturday and Sunday?
Yeah, I think there's this whole idea that your first few years of marriage need to be this beautiful bliss and so easy. And I think that was the hardest part for us was a bunch of our friends who got newly married were buying houses and they were really like starting this beautiful life while we were in a 700 square foot apartment together, both working from home. And so I think the comparison was really hard in the beginning for us.
And now you understand that lifestyle that your friends that are getting married is a mirage.
Yes.
It's a charade, right?
Yes.
And you're going to walk out of this 700 square foot apartment with this strapping young man next to you with a Filson hat, and y'all are going to go walk straight into a debt-free next rest of your life, right? So this stuff that when you finally achieve those things, it's going to be real. It's going to be built on a strong relational foundation, financial foundation, and it's got long-term, life-changing stuff, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, we know you guys, by this rise in income, and you've already told us, you guys worked like crazy, which is great. What are some of the sacrifices, or what's one of the wackiest thing to your friends or family maybe that you guys did to either cut expenses or pay something off faster?
Well, no, I would say one for us. Lauren loves to travel, absolutely no vacations. We went to Puerto Rico for our honeymoon, and this is our first vacation in about 2 years.
Yeah.
So this is very similar to Puerto Rico here.
Yeah.
Well played.
Yeah, well played. Yeah, that's awesome. So was there a point in this journey, in the 18 months, where it clicked, where we went from struggle and just striving to, we feel some momentum here? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I think for me it was about 3 months in, Lauren and I finally got on the same page, and we went from paying that $500 a month car payment to getting after it, putting thousands and thousands a month towards debt. And we just got pretty pissed off, to be honest, and that's when it clicked, and we decided if we're going to do it, let's do it, and let's do it quick.
What did it feel like to get that truck title in the mail?
Amazing. Yeah, it's all mine.
There's millions of people who have never felt that, and there's something about getting that truck title that's just like, it's mine.
Right.
Right? And it's also awesome when she's not mad at you anymore for making such a terrible
Yeah, isn't that true?
Yeah.
You touched on this earlier. I just want to ask this really quick. I want you to speak to couples. You can both jump in on this if you want. Yes, you're a young married couple, but you're just a married couple. Forget the amount of time. When you jumped on together on this journey and you really locked arms and got going together, and now you're on the other side of this, about ready to do your scream, what has it done for your marriage and your relationship?
I think personally on my end, it's just taken so much pressure off of each other, and we both have a lot of dreams that we want to pursue in the future, and so I think it just allows us that extra freedom to be able to go do that.
I think for me, the biggest part of the journey in our marriage was just the unity that it brought between us, just to have to work together towards a common goal. It was just awesome.
Struggle ends up in connection, man. That's so great. I'm
Yeah.
excited for y'all. Congratulations for setting a model
Yes.
for couples who've been married for 50 years, or couples who've been married for 2 months, couples who are thinking about it. Good for you guys.
Well, you're
what a
on the
win.
stage
Thank you.
now. The finish line is right before you. Guys ready to do this?
Let's do it.
Yes.
All right, here we go, folks. It is Christian and Lauren from Austin, Texas. They paid off $62,000 in 18 months, going from $114K to $152K. Count it down. Let's hear your debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. We're debt free!
There it is. They did it. Look at that. Look at that gaze. Isn't that fun? The married couple, the young married couple, they haven't been on a vacation since the honeymoon. But
worse, they went to Oklahoma a few times. That's the opposite of a vacation.
oh man, the Texas boy taking a shot across the Red River there. Kelly Daniel, a Texan, is very excited. She's got like touchdown hands in the control room over
But yeah,
there.
hey, they put the time in. And here's
Yeah.
what they didn't know they were doing. They knew they were getting out of debt, but they didn't know they were investing in this struggle.
Yeah.
And struggle, when you struggle together, it works with our military, it works with sports teams, it works with businesses, it works in relationships. When you struggle together for a common purpose, man, it builds connection, it builds that strength, it makes that connective tissue so strong, so
Really is
tight.
true.
Good for them. I'm so excited for them.
Yeah, it's really true. Coming out on the other side of the storm, it just makes that sun warmer, brighter.
I wish you could
Skies
see
blue.
how big they're smiling.
Oh, literally.
They're lighting up the studio in here for you podcast listeners.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
awesome.
It's why, by the way, you need to check it out on YouTube. My goodness gracious sakes alive, to watch that, it's invigorating. So, we got to go say hi and congratulate him and high five him, but don't move. More of the Ramsey Show coming right up. Ramsey Show continues from our Nashville Ramsey Solutions studio. So excited to have you with us. I'm Ken Coleman, joined by my colleague, Dr. John Deloney, and we are taking your questions about life, relationships, work, money, just general progress. We want to equip you and encourage you. 888-825-5225. Are you tired of feeling stuck with your money, like you're never going to get out of debt or save enough for the future? It doesn't have to be that way. You can make progress with your money and faster than you think, but you've got to have a budget. That's why you need a Ramsey Plus membership. You're going to get access in Ramsey Plus to the premium version of our Every Dollar budgeting app, where you'll plan out every dollar you spend and save before the month begins. You'll connect your budget to your bank so you never miss a transaction, and you're going to get custom budget reports that show you where you can find more money to put towards your goals. When you budget and get intentional with your money, you will make progress, and quickly. You can start budgeting for free today. Start your free trial of Ramsey Plus by texting the word trial to 33789. That's trial to 33789.
Hey, Kim, before we move on, you've got a massive, cool, big event coming up. Can you tell us about it?
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. It's coming up Tuesday, April the 27th. It's entitled Get Hired, and basically what we're doing is a deep dive into how you beat the competition. You think about how competitive the job market is now, and quite frankly, even when you have a lower unemployment rate, when you're interviewing for a job or you're trying to find the right job, it's a process. And so we're going to detail the process out, what you need to be doing, and then how to do it. It's called Get Hired. Tuesday, April the 27th, live stream event. It's only $20. All you got to do is text the word hired to 33789. Text the word hired to 33789. And like I said, $20, John. Could be a great gift for a college kid who's trying to figure out how to navigate this world, or just somebody who's down, feeling like, hey, I've applied, I've done interviews, I can't get hired. Yes, you can. We're going to show you how. So thanks for bringing that up. But yeah, it's going to be a fun live stream event. Tuesday, April 27th, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. Get hired.
And I want to make sure everybody knows, over the last year, all these different companies have thrown up all these different kinds of live streaming events, which are basically glorified Zoom meetings. This is not
our
that.
team is so world class here.
Dude,
which you and I have nothing to do with, as you know.
Zero, right? Yeah. You've got a group of absolute world class professionals back there, and it will be a production. It will be a show. It will be worth sitting down and watching, and get some great clarity. Watch some live things. I'm excited for it, man. It's gonna be great.
Thank you, brother. We want to help you get ahead, so check it out. All right, to the phones we go. Atlanta, Georgia is where we're going to pick up Bill. Bill, how can we help?
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all taking my call. Y'all doing all right, gentlemen?
Oh, we are really having a blast. What's going on?
Good. Forgive me, I'm going to be a little bit nervous about this. But anyway,
you're doing great.
I am 62 years old. I am a truck driver. I am on baby step number 4. I'm thinking about going back to online school for IT. An IT profession. It's just getting, I do enjoy my job, but it's just getting physically harder on me every day. And so I never plan on actually retiring, just maybe cutting back on my hours. So I thought maybe getting into the IT field would be something that would come up maybe years from now that I could get into, where I could quit driving a truck and start doing that. The community college in my area offers some certificate programs in IT of different subjects, and I was wondering if y'all thought that would be the best way to go.
Well, I think it's a really good way to go. I think you get to determine if it's the best way to go, in the sense of, is technology what you really want to do in these later seasons? It certainly gives you that flexibility, and it's something that you can begin doing pretty quickly. Once you get that certification, and you can begin to get opportunities to do it even while you're in the truck. Some freelance type work. I think it gives you a lot of versatility. But what makes this, is this the best move? If this is what you really want to do, I will tell you that you don't have to have a ton of technical experience to get technically qualified to be able to do work like technology. I mean, I work with a great organization that's training people in 9 months. So, that's the issue. If this is something you really want to do, I think you should do it. And I think you should do it as cheaply as possible. You don't need a 4-year degree. That's not something you're entertaining anyway. So it's who can train me to do what I want to do? So the question is, do you know what type of technology work you want to do?
No, sir, not yet. The different subjects, one of the first one I'm looking to is just the IT fundamentals to get into the beginning stages of it and then probably progress from there. I don't think I'd ever be good at being a programmer or something like that, but actually a help desk specialist or somebody that works on computers or something like that would be something that I would think I would really enjoy.
Okay, great. So, Bill, here's where we start. So you're 63. You've got a lot of relationships. You know even more people than you think you know. And so what you've got to do is you've got this idea. I think I would like to do some just basic, computer maintenance, fixes, IT help. You need to start to connect with over the phone, over lunch or coffee with somebody who's in that actual job. And the reason you do this is the equivalent of the old days when you were in school and you would do some type of a term paper or some type of a report where you would research something. And so what we want to do is we want to clarify and verify. You've got an idea. We want to clarify everything that's involved in that on a day-to-day basis. What are you doing? What do these folks like about it the most? What do they like the least? And then you want to look into, all right, what's it going to take to get qualified to get into that? And so that's the clarify and verify. And when you look into all those answers, your heart's going to either go ding, 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 or the big red Family Feud X. And so, Bill, that's all you've got to do. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to really start hanging out with or try to talk to people that are doing that type of IT work, and it's going to verify it for you.
Okay, that sounds good. I appreciate that.
Wait, hey, Bill, I want to toss you one more thing. You have This has been a long day here. We've been working since early this morning. I want you to know that you have absolutely put some wind in my sails, and you have called everyone in America's bluff who says, this is just what I do. I've been doing this too long to fill in the blank. I know my back hurts, my knees hurt, but I can't do any fill in the. This is what I'm talking about, Bill, of somebody who's looking to the future and saying, I'm never too young to go learn something new. I'm never too young to go call my local community college class. I got the courage to do something different, to do something hard, to change my mind, to do both. And, Bill, I want to tell you you're a hero without a cape on, and I'm grateful that you called here. You're going to help people get over that hump that I can't, I'm too old, it's too late.
That's right.
All that is bullcrap. You just got to decide, I'm going to go suck it up and I'm going to go get a certificate. I'm going to go, like Ken said, I'm going to go sit down and talk to somebody. And Bill, I'd hug you if you were here. I'm so grateful that you called, man.
Yeah. You're not too old. It's not too late. The reason that people aren't sure if they can, John, is because they don't know how.
Right.
When we figure out the how, and I mean that when I say we've all done a term paper in high school or college.
But it's different even than how, though, because it's Bill's got it could easily be, I'm going to feel uncomfortable sitting in a community college class with a bunch of 19-year-olds.
That's true.
Yep, you are.
Yeah. You're right. You have once you are confronted with the how, you still have to do it.
You got to go do it.
There's no question about it. But I'm telling you, one of the biggest obstacles for folks is they have this idea that I'm too old, I can't do it, it's going to be too expensive, it's going to take too long, and they're filling in the answers themselves. They don't have the real answers, and that's
they're
why
imagining a worst case scenario or an embarrassment or a failure, and then they reverse engineer it right now and they just stay put.
That's why I love the clarify and verify. Just go sit with somebody who's doing that work and answer the questions that you don't have answers to, and all of a sudden it's not so difficult. I mean, that's why I wrote the book, The Proximity Principle. It's how I got into broadcasting starting at 33 with no degree and no connections. I got around the people that were doing it, and I got in places where the work was happening. I kept showing up and doing it, and then opportunities presented themselves. Let's not overthink this is the point, folks.
And have the courage and go do it.
Yeah, just step out. It is going to be uncomfortable, I promise you. All right. Hey, John, thanks as always for hanging out. Love being with you. I want to thank our producer, James Child. I want to thank our associate producer and call screener, Kelly Daniel. But most of all, you, America, thank you for listening. This is The Ramsey Show.
Hey, it's Kelly, associate producer for The Ramsey Show. This episode is over, but if you heard about an event, product, or service and didn't have a chance to write it down, don't worry. We list everything you've heard about during this episode in the podcast show notes section or head to theramseyshow.com. Thanks for listening.
This is The Ramsey Show. You can be intentional about your character. You can have money and a career. You are the hero in your story.
Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, this is
The Ramsey Show?
The Ramsey Show.
It's The Ramsey Show.
I almost said the Dave Ramsey Show for the first time. It is The Ramsey Show.
It's just The Ramsey Show.
Thank you, John. We are broadcasting from the Dollar Car Rental Studio, and this is, in fact, The Ramsey Show. It's where America hangs out to have a conversation about your life and your money. I'm Ken Coleman, who almost said it wrong and then just owned it right on the air. And everybody's like, why'd you do this? Because I had to stop the brain. It just happens when you go, oh, that's not the way you're supposed to do it. And then you do it. John Delody is with me. He bailed me out on that for reminding me what we actually call the show. And what's most important is that we can actually answer your questions, even with the brain blips that happen from time to time, which is live broadcasting. It's just kind of like, what? You got to say it the right way.
If I've got a work or relationship or money question, my confidence is brimming right now.
It's so true.
These two guys,
here's
they're
the
going to be
lesson.
able to help me.
Here's the lesson. Here's the lesson. When you have that happen to you, you go on. You move on. You have to step right into it.
Stop, call it out, and move on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not the end of the world.
You should write that book.
Yeah, the show business, you keep going. You watch these American Idol shows, and the kid forgets the lyrics, and it's in the moment, it's like death to them. And it's like that happens to everybody, and you just keep rolling, regardless of it.
But you got to acknowledge it and then move on.
Yeah, absolutely. 888-825-5225. So we're going to take your questions on money. We'll take it on work. We will take it on relationships. And
between the two of us, we're going to get an entire complete sentence out that will answer most, if not all, of your questions.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, it's just every once in a while you're going to have that blip. Hey, David joins us now in Traverse City, Michigan. David, how can we help?
Yes, I'm here.
David,
go ahead, brother.
You're on the line. How can we help?
My question is, my wife and I, we sold our house, and we have to build another one, and just wondering if we should see a banker and get a loan. We're going to try to do it debt-free, and we may be $40,000 to $50,000 short.
So you just said two conflicting things. So you sold your house. You have a pile of cash here. Y'all just renting right now?
Yes.
Okay. And so you're going to build a dream home or a fancy home. I mean, Traverse City is a beautiful, beautiful place. So you got a lot you're going to build on?
Yes, I already have that. That's already paid for. And we are completely debt-free.
All right.
No car payments, no credit cards. My business is completely debt-free also.
Excellent. So you want to build this debt-free. You're going to build this debt-free, but you're going to be $50,000 short, and you may need to get a mortgage. Help me with that.
Possibly will be short depending on how long it takes us to build it.
Walk me through that math.
Well, for the first 5 years, I built my company up not taking anything. Okay. And now I can start reaping the rewards from that. And the way lumber prices are and materials, we don't know what that's going to end up being in 6 or 7 months when we're almost done with the house.
So you think you're going to have a $50,000 overage just in material costs alone?
Possibly, yes.
Okay.
But how you're a guy that's clearly analyzed this. I mean, what are the chances of that happening? Do you feel like that's a greater than 50% chance? Or how are you running those numbers in that analysis to be able to go, this could happen? What are the variables?
Well, it depends on if it takes us 6 months or 9 months. If it takes us 9 months, I could see us not owing anything on it. But if it takes us 6 months, and my wife is pressuring me to go talk to a banker, and I don't want to do it because I want to be completely debt-free the way Dave Ramsey wants you to do it.
Well, why can you control doing it in 9 months?
Yes.
Well, I feel like that's what we need to be doing, right?
Well, yeah, I agree, but I'm just saying, is it wise for me? Should I think about getting a loan, or should I just say forget it and just do it?
Here's the thing: how much you sell your other house for?
We sold it for $324,000.
So you have $324,000 in cash sitting in your checking account for all intents and purposes.
We have like 240 right now.
So you got 240,000, and so you're going to build a $250,000 to $300,000 house, right?
No, like a $375,000 house, because I've never taken anything out of my company, and now I'm starting to take what I should take out of the company.
Okay. So let me just make this pretty simple. If you're going to put down 90% down on a house, I got no problem with you taking out a loan for that last little bit. If you have worked like you have to build up a business and saved your money, paid off your house, now you've sold your house, man, what's 3 more months, right? That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Why 3 more months? It sounds like this is a much more of a marriage issue than it is a math problem.
Well, it's not really a marriage issue. She just wants me to make sure that if we are short, that we can get, if we need to, the extra 40,000 or 50. And what should we do? Should we get a HELOC loan, or just get a personal loan, or finance the house if we have to?
Yeah,
it's a marriage issue in that what John is saying is your wife wants you to do something that you don't want to do, and I think you told me you don't think you have to do it. So don't do it. If you're calling us to say we agree with your wife, we don't.
Yeah, it's
no,
3 months.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for sound advice. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, you can, as John said, but you don't have to.
Here's the big picture here, David, is either way you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Either way you're going to be fine. You're just going to go get a mortgage loan that's going to be for that gap, right? And you're going to say, hey, we're going to put 90% down on this house or 95% down on this house. We're going to go get the loan that's going to cover that gap. Yep. My concern with going to get a $50,000 pot as a quote-unquote just in case is that's how extra bathrooms get added on. That's how extra shops get added on in the back. And suddenly you end up buying bigger, better. Well, let's go. We got $50,000 here. Let's go ahead, and the mortgage payment's only going to be X, and what you end up going way over than what you wanted to do. So I'd rather see you guys scale this budget down, get somebody to lock it in there and go buy it, or just be okay saying we're going to put $375,000 down on this house, $325,000. We're going to finance the last $50,000 of it. I don't think that's the smart way, but you're not going to hurt anybody because you're going to pay it off really quick, and then you're going to be done with it. It sounds like you're overthinking it by 100 degrees, and I get the overthinking because of the psychology of what you have gone through, the pain you've gone through to get debt free, and it's like, why did we do all that work just to turn right back around and then take out a loan?
That's right.
Of $50,000, right? So that's why Ken and I are both telling you, man, if you're talking 3 months, dude, don't do it. If you're talking 3 months, don't do it.
Yeah.
If you sold your house, you put your house on the market, and you were hoping it was going to sit for a year, and it's sold overnight, and now your wife is saying, "Hey, I don't want to be renting for a year." You're not gonna hurt anybody. You're not gonna ruin anything by taking out 3 months worth of a note.
Yeah, I just follow your heart on this. I mean, I think it's very obvious. Anybody listening that you don't want to do that, and appreciate the call, but I'd wait the extra months. But
That's what I'd do. I'd wait the extra 3 months. We'd have 5.
You're going to feel much better about it, and I think that's what this whole call is about, is the feelings around, I've got these options here, what do I do? So really appreciate the call, and congratulations on the sacrifice and saving to put yourself in that situation. You are in great shape. All right, don't move. More of your calls coming around the corner. This is The Ramsey Show.
We were drawn to Christian Healthcare Ministries because we both had young families and we wanted to have more children. And we had also just started a real estate company and needed to find healthcare coverage that would meet our needs. We were attracted to CHM because of its low monthly costs and the ability to negotiate medical costs down.
Established in 1981 and accredited by the Better Business Bureau, CHM is here to meet the needs of your growing family or small business. Check us out at chministries.org/budget.
We absolutely believe in it.
Welcome back to the Ramsey Show. I'm Ken Coleman, joined by my colleague, Dr. John Deloney. We're taking your calls, 888-825-5225, 888-825-5225. Blinds.com's 100% satisfaction guarantee means even if you mismeasure or pick the wrong color, they'll remake your blinds for free. You get free samples, free shipping, and with the new promos they run every month, you'll save even more. Use the promo code Ramsey to get the best deal. Remember, rules and restrictions apply. Today's question, John, comes from Annie in Indiana. My husband's dream job is to be a fireman. Growing up, his parents repeatedly told him he won't make it and not to try. He recently passed 2 national tests, but still has the doubts and fears that he won't make it. He doesn't want to hear his parents say, I told you so. What can I do to boost his confidence so he can pass his next 2 tests? Oh,
way to go,
John.
Mom and Dad. Congratulations.
I can't tell you how many times I've heard this on the Ken Coleman Show where somebody's like, I didn't pursue it because Mom and Dad told me it was a bad idea. And
Way
you can
to
hear
go,
the pain.
Mom and Dad.
So what can you do? Tell him to do it. But, John, you're going to go deeper here. Break that down.
Parents, you do not protect or help your kids by making them afraid of themselves or the world. It doesn't help to look at your child and say, you can try, you're probably going to fail. What does that accomplish? That's a parent hedging their own bets against their kid's future potential pain.
Yeah, let me say, that's absolutely right. I'll just say it this way. You are projecting your own fear onto your kid.
Your
You're
own
afraid,
insecurity.
Yes, that if they don't turn out the way that you want them to turn out, that everybody's going to say, oh, Margaret and John were bad parents.
Or they legitimately don't want their kid to fail because failure hurts.
Yes,
and they
there's
think
that
that
too.
protecting
That's right.
their kid from all hurts will give them a perfect child. Nope, you'll give them a non-resilient, weak, scared, broken kid.
That's right.
Struggle makes your kid strong.
Yeah.
Failure makes your kid strong. That's where you rise out of the ash like a phoenix. Way to go, Mom and Dad. Way to go.
Yeah.
So, Annie, dude, just like Ken said, he is doing it. They wouldn't have the fire department wouldn't have picked him up if he didn't pass his physicals. The fire department wouldn't have picked him up if he couldn't pass his test, which he has. And here's the thing: his parents don't get a vote.
Yep. And
Right?
I'll add one more thing. If he doesn't pursue this, I'd tell him, you're going to resent your parents. Until they die,
he'll
and
resent
even
his
after
parents,
they die.
He'll resent
Yeah.
himself.
Yep.
He is in it. He's on it.
Yep, gotta
Go
do
get
it. Yep, you got to do it. Don't look back. Love that.
Moms and dads, when your kid comes to you with a crazy idea, you can sit down and say, hey, talk to me about that. Let's go talk to someone at my work that does that job. I want to hear more about this. Let's read a book together and talk about it. Really? You want to try that? You want to be a fireman? You can't even jog. Let's run a 5K together. Do something that's going to bring your relationship together. And I'm getting fired up, but I'm sorry.
No,
this isn't
that's
Annie's
good.
fault. I can't
That's right.
stand parents who squash their kids out of their own fears.
Yeah.
Now, my kid comes and says, I'm going to drop out of high school and become a dance star. That's not a good idea. As your parent, you need to finish high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And especially if I've seen you dance and it's not happening. But there's a difference between saying, hey, I'll take dance with you, and saying, you're going to fail. You're never going to make it.
Yep.
What? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
There's
I do.
a way to coach your kids through bad ideas other than just smashing them.
But I can tell you this, being a fireman's not a bad idea.
I
So
know.
let's
What do you-
relax a little bit.
You're
know?
going to fail. You're going to fail.
Yeah.
Ugh. Hey, to Annie's husband, if your parents do say I told you so, just let it roll off. Doesn't matter. And doing this just so you can show them is gonna exhaust you too. Don't do it that. Do it because you love being a fireman. You want to help people.
Yep.
Good for you.
Yep, absolutely. Good advice there. 888-825-5225. Let's go to Evansville, Indiana, and that's where Wade joins us. Wade, how can we help?
Yes, sir. I got a question for you.
Okay.
I'm a CNC machinist, primarily mill operations here in my local city. Long story short, I lost a pretty high-paying job due to COVID last March, but I was lucky enough to land another job in a CNC shop. And I lack in experience in lathe operations, and during the interview, they told me that lathe operations, or me getting experience in lathe operations, was a very, very good possibility. But here I am almost a year later, and I've asked, and they've not even acknowledged. And I was just wondering how to approach the bosses about getting that experience.
Sure. When was the last time you asked and there was no acknowledgement? I'd love to know what the timeline looks like.
Asked about probably 2 months ago.
And did you ask it in casual conversation? Was it in an actual meeting, or did you ask in the form of maybe an email, say, hey, I'd like to meet about it, and nothing has been reciprocated?
I talked to my supervisor about it, and he said, I'll get you on one when I can. And I'm pretty good at meal operations. I've been doing it for 8 years. So. Okay. Well, I think you should follow up. Because the face-to-face conversation was, I'm going to get you on when I can. Yeah. And I think you follow up and go, hey, last time we met, you said you'd get me on when you can, and I'm really grateful for that. I'm really excited about it.
Just checking back in, right?
Just checking in to see if there's anything that I can do to help the timeline. And I'm assuming it's not. And then what are you looking at? Maybe ask for a little bit more detail as to what determines when he can.
Hey, and so let me ask you this, Wade. Let's say he comes to you and says, hey, we thought it was going to happen. It's not going to. We need you where you are. That's where we see for the next 2 to 3 to 5 years. This is where we're going to need you. Does that change your desire to keep working there?
Oh, absolutely. I've actually had an interview, and I had to.
That's where I'm headed.
I had to tell them that I didn't have lathe experience, and pretty sure I'm not going to get the job, and it's a higher paying job.
Okay. So it may be something that you ask, hey, can I go practice the lathe on a Saturday? Can I come up here on a Sunday and use it? I just want to get some skills, and I'm willing to come stay after hours to learn how to do this. But how can you work around and get that experience? And it may be that your boss knows that once you get that experience, you're going to be out the door, right? So there's 100 different reasons.
That's right.
But I'm glad. I was going to ask you what your what statement was, and you answered it for me. You're already putting your application out there. You're already trying to find other places.
That's right. And listen, this is the indicator.
Yeah.
Because you've been told yes once, I'm going to try. If they keep kicking the can down the road, it never feels good.
Yeah.
But the good news of that is it's the sign.
Yeah, and
it's time to go.
Don't let that can kick in. Don't invent stories and plant them into your boss's head. Don't invent stories and plant them. Just be a person of gratitude, be gracious, and then go find another job, right? Yeah. I mean, that's what you can do. You can get angry and bitter, and they won't let. Cool. They spoke, and they said what it's going to be, and I'm going to go make another decision for me and my family.
Yeah.
Right. And
there is something about that, though, the psychology of it, you gotta own it. It's okay to go, man, this feels like rejection.
That's right.
And it feels personal. Sometimes it is, because we know a lot about healthy leadership versus unhealthy leadership. But other times it's not personal.
Right.
It really isn't.
It's called fundamental attribution error. When I get into somebody else's head and determine why they did what they did.
Ooh.
Right? We do that with voters all the time, politicians.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Oh, he didn't put me on the lathe because he knows I'm better than him,
right.
And he's just trying to keep me down. I see it. And then when you think that, you start seeing it everywhere.
All the evidence appears.
Yeah, he doesn't open the door for you, and you're like, exactly. And that guy didn't open the door for you because he's got to go to the bathroom real bad. He's not thinking about you, right?
Right.
And so we do it with our spouses, we do it with our friends. Get out of other people's heads, right? Just look at the data before you. He said, hey, we're going to try. It's been 6 months. It's not happening.
Yeah.
Assume he tried, and it's not going to work. Then I'm going to go take my skill set elsewhere.
And here's why what you said, John, is powerful, because we make it about us.
100%.
But it doesn't matter whether it's about us or not.
No.
It's still, we need to move on.
Because I'm looking at the
Regardless
data
of
before
it.
me. That's right.
Yeah.
And if you go let them know, hey, I'm moving on because I want to do lathe work, and I've got the experience, and so I appreciate you guys' help. Then you can leave your heart. You're going to sleep at night. Your heart rate's going to be lower. Your life, you're going to be healthier. Just going about your day, man.
That's it.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Just know this is your sign. There's some country comedian or somebody that's got a whole.
Here's your sign. Yeah.
Here's your sign. Bill Engvall.
Bill. Yeah. Great comedian.
That's kind of the deal. There's your sign.
That's right.
And
we don't like those signs, man.
No, we don't.
Oh, we get so fired up about the signs.
Yeah, but we just got to make sure that, look, it's not personal. Even if it is personal, it doesn't matter because you're moving on anyway.
I'm moving on anyway.
Yeah, it's tough.
I get to decide. That guy cuts me off on the highway. I get to decide. Yeah. Is he on the way to the ER?
That's good.
Or is he just doing it to be mean?
Oh,
right?
All right. Please decide to stay with us. More coming up here on The Ramsey Show. The Ramsey Show continues. Thrilled to have you with us. I'm Ken Coleman, joined by my colleague, Dr. John Deloney, and we are taking your phone calls, 888-825-5225.
And Ken, I got some big news. Our famous $10 sale is here.
Oh, boy.
Now you can learn how to make faster and real progress with your money, with your job, your mental health when you check out our famous $10 sale. Save up to 60% on over 40 best-selling books and budgeting tools like the Total Money Makeover, Redefining Anxiety, Proximity Principle, all of them. Plus, they make for great gifts for graduates, for people changing jobs, moving, anything you can think of. They make great gifts. Shop our $10 sale at the online store at RamseySolutions.com. And that's not all. We got a gift for you, too. You can also enter to win our Ramsey Cash giveaway. We're giving away $500 cash every week and a grand prize of $5,000 cash. Enter daily for extra chances to win. No purchase necessary. You got to be 18 to do this. Text CASH to 33789 to enter our giveaway. That's CASH to 33789.
All right, good stuff there. The phone number to jump in, 888-825-5225. We'd love to hear from you. Let's go to Ann Arbor, Michigan, where Kelly is on the line. Kelly, how can we help?
Hi, I'm calling today because I've been past baby step 3, but I feel like I keep on spending baby step 3 on emergencies. Like, for example, our windows wouldn't shut in the winter in Michigan, and so we had to buy new windows. And then we built up baby step 3, and then our fridge died. And now we're back up, and we're investing, and we're putting money towards our kids' college. But we need to get a new car because our car is dying, and we also are going to be having more kids soon, and we need more space. And so I don't know if I'm supposed to be using like all of baby step 3 to help purchase that vehicle, or if it's okay to take a small loan, or do I even stop like investing in college and investing in our investments in order to purchase a car?
Okay, well, let's address the one thing we're not going to do, and that's get a loan. We don't want you to get a loan for the car because you've got some wherewithal here. You know what to do and how to do it. How much are you in a deficit with your emergency fund right now?
Right now we have our emergency fund.
So it is back to full.
Yeah,
Okay.
But then, like I said, we have this purchase we have to make again, you know.
Right. How much? How much do you want to purchase the car for?
We were hoping to get a minivan that was newer, and most of those are more than like $9,000, and that's about how much we have in our emergency fund is $9,000. And so we're just trying to figure out, should we use all of the emergency fund? Because we're planning on like having a baby in about 10 months, you know,
Right.
And so.
Well, the
we're trying to make
emergency
sure we have
fund,
enough space.
the emergency fund is for an emergency. What is your current car that you're saying you're kind of predicting its death, but we don't really know if that's true. Is that correct? Tell us how bad this current car is that you're trying to replace.
So right now I need some work done. The AC doesn't work. The struts are gone. They said there was going to be at least like $1,000, like $800 $1,000 to get it working again, like not working again, but running safely. And our car's worth about $2,000. So it's kind of like getting, like put another $1,000 into it or sell it for $2,000, you know. We don't really know what to do. Like, should we keep going with this car? It only seats like really 5 people comfortably, but with like a baby carrier, that's not that comfortable.
So we drove around my kid. My wife drove our son, and I drove too in a Corolla for several years. And I'm a big guy. We made it work. And I know that's not what any new mom wants to hear. I know that's not what you want to have, this big fancy I get that. But that $1,000 against a $2,000 car, it feels like a quote-unquote bad investment. We're throwing bad money away. But when instead of that $1,000 expense, if you turn around and loop that into a $17,000 car loan, you've had a net negative, right? And I know it's frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I'm going to do if I'm your husband. I'm going to work berserker for 10 months.
Yep.
I'm going to put all that nervous new dad energy into extra jobs, running around like bananas. I'm going to drive for Uber. I'm going to deliver pizzas. I'm going to do whatever I got to do. And I'm going to make it a 10-month goal that I can add that money into whatever money y'all have saved for a new car so that I can get a van. And if you end up having to buy a $5,000 or $10,000 car, it's not going to be the end of the world.
Yeah.
It's just not.
I agree. That's the other option, Kelly, is it doesn't have to be a $9,000 minivan, you know. But if for me, I'd spend the $1,000 on fixing the current car.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have replenished your emergency fund multiple times. So you've got a success track record here.
You can save money in your house. And here's what I want to acknowledge. It's so frustrating.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's a beating.
Yeah. But you guys can save up to $9,000. I mean, what can you do? What can you sell? You know, to come up with the $9,000 after you fix the current car for $1,000, right? And you replace that money in the emergency fund, and you come up with the $9,000, you get the thing, and the baby's happy, and the baby never even knew.
But here's one thing you've proven yourself, and I hate to twist your words on you, but are you ready? Here's what you've proven to yourself: things are going to happen. You're going to need that emergency fund, and so by buying windows and then getting the emergency fund back up, fixing the next thing, getting the emergency fund back up. It's annoying and frustrating, but the emergency fund is working. And to then take it to buy a car with it, you know what's going to happen next. Your heater's going to quit, right? Your roof's going to have a hole in it, and now you're going to have to go take out a big loan, and now you're back down the hill, right? So hang in there.
That's right.
Hang in there. You've proven to yourself.
Should I use any of it?
I wouldn't
Should I use any of the emergency funds or no?
If you have a new baby on the way, I want that emergency fund between 4 and 5 and 6 months. So any money on top of that should go into a separate account that is going to be your car purchase fund.
Yeah. The only emergency fund, the answer is no. You don't use your emergency fund to buy a car. You use your emergency fund to fix the current car for $1,000.
Right. And then you save that money and you replenish it. And I know it's so you were hoping we were going to say, hey, it's your first baby. Go get that van.
Yeah.
Go get that van.
I know the frustration of putting money into an older car.
Oh, I do too.
I mean, you want to talk about, it's always not fun to use the emergency fund, but when you're using it on an older car, you're like, you got to be kidding me.
Yes.
But I have to remind myself, big picture.
That is what you always come back to. And I don't want my kid, if I can help it, you guys have worked too hard to get out of debt. Don't bring a brand new baby into that stress, right? You guys have just worked too hard. You worked too hard.
Yeah. And she's got her idea. And one of the things we mentioned briefly, but this is something that I've learned because I'm looking at, cheap cars, and I mean cheap in all caps.
Yes, me too.
Because I got a 15-year-old that's going to be 16 in November. You know what I mean? And I'm going.
Yes.
I mean, if I could find a Fred Flintstone car for him, that's what I would give him. Because if you're going to wreck that, I don't want the bad things to happen. But the point is, it is what it is. The $9,000, that's pretty nice. Do you know how many nice vehicles? I mean, like, not garbage.
Oh, absolutely.
Highly functional vehicles are in the 5 to 7 range. All
Tons
over
of
the
them.
internet, John.
That's right. And one of the funniest I've got pride in the wrong places, okay? So hear me say that. But when I bought this $16,000 truck off a used lot, I don't know how old it is, my son climbed into it, and he looked around, and he looked at me and said, Dad, are we rich? And because of how bad my other car had been.
I get it.
And I looked at him and said, yes, son, you know what I mean? I was like, you've got no idea.
Yeah.
But he really was like, what's up now? And it was an 06. I mean, it was something.
Well, it was probably the new car smell spray.
It was, I did. I waxed it down with a new car.
Right.
And again, the point is not to drive crummy cars, right? Dave and I have had this conversation over and over and over. That's not the point. The point is to drive cars within your overall budget.
That's right. Yeah. And it's not fun.
It's the worst.
And the worst is we live in a world where everybody's driving around a car that they can't even afford.
Yes, and
you're looking at them and you're going, man, that car looks nice. I'd like to drive that.
And I don't have any debt. I've got a good job, and this is a car I'm driving.
Oh, yeah.
Not that I didn't think that on the way to work this morning, right? But it's nope, I'm going to keep doing it right. Yeah. I'm going to keep doing it right. I'm going to have that magic word. I'm going to have patience.
Yeah.
And your baby's going to love you anyway, whether it's in a Corolla or one of those brand new, new Plymouth minivans.
Oh, it's crazy.
Rad.
But that baby's just needing to be in the car seat.
That's right.
So you got this. You guys, Kelly, have done a great job.
So proud
dealing
of you.
with life coming at you. Keep doing it the way you've been doing it. Don't get distracted. You got this. And congratulations on the baby. All right, don't move. More Ramsey Show coming right up. Welcome back to the Ramsey Show. I'm Ken Coleman, joined by my colleague, Dr. John Deloney. Thrilled to have you with us. 888-825-5225 is the phone number. Today's scripture of the day, Colossians 4:6. Let your conversation be always full of grace, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone. And our quote today comes from John Maxwell. A leader is great not because of his or her power, but because of his or her ability to empower others. 888-825-5225 is the number to jump in. Let's go to Indianapolis, Indiana, where Phil joins us. Phil, how can we help?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. It's great to speak with you. My wife and I are considering making a fairly large purchase, and I wanted to just basically get a third opinion from you guys based on where we are in the baby steps.
Okay. Where are you in the baby steps?
Well, we are, I believe, at a baby step 6. We are debt-free with the exception of our house.
Okay.
We have a fairly overfunded emergency fund at this point, honestly, due to some extenuating circumstances. But we do have about $175,000 in an emergency fund.
What's the circumstances?
And there is. I was involved in an accident.
Okay.
That resulted in a settlement that padded that a little bit, and it's just basically gone unallocated up to this point.
Just hanging out there. Okay.
Tell us how much overage you have, so we know what that number is.
6 months of expenses for us probably looks somewhere in the neighborhood of about $40,000.
So it's way, way over, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So you got $130,000 just parked there.
Yeah.
How much you got left on your mortgage, man?
It's a blessing, but at the same time, it's a little bit overwhelming. But yes.
That's right. How much you got left on your mortgage?
So our mortgage the balance is about $250,000.
Okay.
And we are contributing a little extra to that.
Okay. So what's your question?
Well, basically, the purchase that we're looking to make, it is a luxury purchase, if you will. My wife and I have kind of dreamed for a long time of owning an RV. We have 2 young children, and the price tag on that is around $30,000. And like I said at the outset, kind of just looking for a green light, if you will, because, my wife and I, I'm the budget, the nerd, the conservative, and my wife is more of the free spirit, and I guess it's just kind of it's hard to pull those triggers.
Dude, how about not a green light? How about the old green flag in the NASCAR race? I'm waving my arm. I mean, $30,000 to buy an RV, and you still have overage, as you would like to call it.
$100,000.
$100,000 extra in your emergency fund that you could put on that house.
They say, yeah, I'm good. I'm good with that.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of people rolling their eyes at me.
No, don't worry about all those people.
Yeah, they don't get a vote. Yeah, if you go buy that $30,000 RV today with cash, and that doesn't mean you have to then buy a $70,000 truck to pull it, right? You got all that down, and you go take that other $100,000, and tomorrow morning or Monday morning you go put that against your mortgage to where your mortgage only $150,000 left. Then, man, I say high five and stop by in Nashville and see us on your way on your first trip.
Yeah, come take a picture in front of the building. Listen, man.
Well, I've been down to see you guys once before, but I'd love to come back.
Bring the RV. John and I will come in and have a cookie.
I will not, but.
Really?
No, I probably would.
Yeah, of course you would.
I love RVs.
Yeah. I think this is great. Man, congratulations. You guys have done the hard work. Keep walking this thing out. I mean, you guys, do this. Celebrate,
And you know this. Once you have $150,000 left on your house, man, it's pretty easy to make eye contact with your wife, decide you're going to go gazelle intense for just a short season, and knock that sucker out too, right?
Yeah, that's the dream. That's the dream
awesome.
too.
Phil, way to go. You guys deserve this. You have the cash. This is not a silly, crazy, vain, whatever word that you've been putting in your head. This is okay.
Yeah, you got $100,000 extra dollars.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Let's go to Chicago next, where Jason joins us. Jason, how can we help?
Hey guys, thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I'm currently debt free outside of my mortgage, and in about 2 months I will have enough stock, non-retirement stock, saved up that I can sell and actually pay off my mortgage. which in my head sounds like a great idea to get out from under this. And so I'm just calling to get some advice.
So are these just single stocks floating out there that you've just purchased over time?
Yeah, basically, through my own company, I get to purchase or the company I work for.
Fantastic.
And then but you have an external 401 or external retirement program that's separate than this?
Yes, and I'm maxing that out. I max it out every single year.
Okay.
Actually, I get money back every year.
Good for you.
Terrible.
You know, you said something interesting, Jason, and I could be reading into this, but you said, in my head, sounds like the right thing to do. And I'm wondering, is there somebody else that has a different voice in their head that's involved in this, or is that just the way you said it?
No, my wife is completely on board as well. And
okay, good.
We both, we've been Ramsey fans and have gotten, this far. It's still, I owe $270 on my house, and literally I'll have the stock to do that, and then be debt free. Yeah. And then the idea would be to kind of start building that back up again. But, I don't know.
How much is the house worth?
Right now, probably $690.
Dude,
what are the taxes against those stocks? The stock sale.
I would have to run the numbers on it.
Okay. That's something David off the top of his head.
Yeah, well, that's right. That's a good point, because I think we were assuming. I know I incorrectly assumed that you had run the math on if you're going to cash those stocks out, you got to know what your tax hit is on that. So if
sure,
single stocks, sell them, brother. Don't touch your retirement.
Yeah,
but sell the single stocks, be debt free in your house, and then come down here, Nashville, and scream it as loud as you can here on the debt free stage, brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it.
Yeah. Congratulations, man. That's fantastic. I mean, you just think about that, because you got some people I know are going, ooh, that stock, obviously this guy's done, he's done pretty well there. But wait a second. There's no guarantee those stocks are going to hold that.
Especially internal circulating company stocks, right? My mom worked for this little company for several years called Enron.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
She worked for another little company called Deloitte & Touche. They loved the internal circulation.
Boy, isn't that the truth? Enron was as about as sure a thing as there was.
It was the surest.
And you want to talk about it.
Didn't exist.
Quick, just evaporated.
Didn't exist, right?
And but the difference is they're debt-free, have a nearly $700,000 house paid for.
And more importantly, I want everybody here saying, you're not cashing out retirement.
No.
We're not touching our
These
retirement
are
accounts.
Stocks,
we're not getting into all the cashing out 401s. And I've been guilty of that, of looking at it and saying, ooh, man, I'd love to have that cash. I want to go ahead and I think this is the top of the market or whatever nonsense I thought I'd.
Sure.
And it's not what we're saying. But, you got these floating stocks out there.
Yeah.
Cash them out, get rid of them, pay your house off, and we're going to be good to go. So, Ken, real quick, you've got a big event coming up. Tell us about it.
Yep, the Get Hired event is April the 27th, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. It's going to be a live stream event, so you can get it anywhere you've got an internet connection and a device. Tickets start at just $20. You can text the word HIRED to 33789. And what we're going to do in that night is we're going to break down the 3 key things you've got to do to beat the competition. Because at the end of the day, with the way that artificial intelligence is being used, when you submit a resume, there's things you've got to do on the resume just to get noticed, because they're doing keyword search and things like that. And then you've got to go the human route, which is what I teach, which is always going to beat artificial intelligence, John. Because if I got a connection,
it's over.
And somebody's willing to walk my resume in, even though I had to submit it online, they went, hey, John, let me tell you about this guy I know. I think you ought to consider him.
That's exactly
I've known him this long. That's the game changer.
That is.
And
that's every job of my life.
Absolutely true. So we're going to go into that kind of detail. It's going to be a lot of fun. Again, you can get your ticket starting at just $20. Text the word HIRED to 33789.
And you've got some cool stuff planned for this. This is not just going to be a Ken Coleman, like in one of those really short faces in front of a Zoom call. You've got a whole bunch of stuff going on, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to do some live Q&A, so you hear real people's questions as we begin to walk through what they're dealing with and how they overcome it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for bringing that up. Dr. John Deloney. Make sure you all check out the Dr. John Deloney Show on the Ramsey Solutions Network. It's a great, great podcast. Also on YouTube, blowing up. Hey, John, thanks for hanging with me.
You too, man.
Always fun. I want to thank our producer, James Childs, and our associate producer and call screener, Kelly Daniel. And you, America, thank you for listening. This has been The Ramsey Show.
This is James Childs, producer of The Ramsey Show. Did you know The Ramsey Show is one of the most popular podcasts in the world? Subscribe or follow today wherever you listen to podcasts.